Welcome back, Motorheads. This is Big Truck Finds on Facebook Marketplace.
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Big Ben? Come on. Yeah, 10-4, Big Ben, for sure. By golly, it's clean clear to Flagtown. Come on.
First, got 1990 Kenworth for $52,000. We got some great looking old first on the scene in an accident Kenworth here. One of those trucks that actually separated the men from the boys back in those days. Now, most of these here all had spring rights, and they beat the ever-loving hell out of you. Now, this is around the years they started putting some air ride on them. The creature comforts start getting a little bit better in them. But for the most part, this was a truck you actually had to be a hardcore truck driver. There was no steering wheel holders back in those days. There were actually people who took pride in their job and actually loved the thrill of driving one of these old trucks on the open road. Now, this one here is a great looking Kenworth. It's been well taken care of. $52,000. Does it seem high? Yeah, but this is a non-emission truck, so that makes this damn thing worth its weight in gold. Next, got 1986 Peterbilt for $69,999. Now, this here is a absolute gorgeous old Peterbilt for being a 1986. This thing is actually clean. I dig the paint job on this one here. I'm digging that maroon with the white. It just really come together, and this old truck looks pretty dang cool in my personal opinion. And like I said, you look at the pictures here, this truck is very nice. It is in very great condition. And for the price of these new pieces of equipment, $200,000, $300,000, $70,000 really isn't that bad of a deal when you get a hold of a truck that's been well cared for. And it looks like it's actually been pretty much pampered all of its life, at least from the pictures anyhow. But what do you guys think of this old Peterbilt? Leave it down in the comments. Next, got us a 1985 Peterbilt for $60,000. We got us another great looking old Peterbilt here. You know, the old cab overs, you know, these things here, like I said, I can't drive this home enough. You actually had to be a hardcore truck driver to drive one of these things across country. You got in the mountains in the wintertime. These things really had no heat. You pretty much just had to deal with whatever heat come out of the doghouse there to keep your legs and your tootsies warm. But this thing here is actually in really great shape. I like the way this truck looks. You know, I never really cared about the extended frame, but you know, sometimes that extended frame just looks really dang cool on something. And this one here, I think they hit the mark. What do you guys think of this old Pete? Next, got a 1984 Freightliner for $35,000. Got some very cool old freight shaker here. I dig the paint job on that. I love the old paint jobs back on the semis from back in the day. They were just cool. I mean, they were kind of simple, but they just looked good. Everything stood out back in the day, when the drivers actually took pride in their truck. And more importantly, took pride in their appearance. I mean, they didn't go into their customer with their damn pajamas on. They actually got dressed and cleaned up. Unlike these new drivers today, they can't be bothered to get out of their pajamas or even put anything other than flip-flops on. Next, got 1986 Peterbilt for $25,900. Here we got some other great looking old Peterbilt here. Still rocking the old 80s paint job, which is a damn plus in my book, like I just said. I dig the old paint jobs. Like I said, they were simple, but they were cool. They were effective and made your truck stand out. You know, back in those days when a driver actually took the time to have their truck painted, it was more than just a paint job. It was a statement. It was something about them, you know, to show their individuality, and also so they could just stand out in that sea of other trucks out there. That way everybody knew that that was that driver's truck. Next, got 1978 International for $25,000. We got some great looking old International here, and this one here just goes to show it doesn't need a flashy paint job. Class is class, so this is a great looking old truck in my personal opinion. But then again, I'm an International freak. I like old International trucks. But this one here is actually not in that bad of shape. Yeah, there's some things on this truck that still need to be done, like some interior work and some things of that nature from what we can see in the pictures. But overall, I don't think this is a bad looking truck, and $25,000 if you're into classic Internationals, it might not be too terrible. But what do you think? Next, got 1966 Peterbilt for $53,000. Now we got us here a very great looking old classic Peterbilt. This thing is freaking awesome in my personal opinion. The caretaker took excellent care of this truck. They did a great job preserving this old girl here. And I always thought these old 60s Peeps were one of the best looking trucks on the road. I love the way they got the little, automatic grill here, that's for the summer. And then they got the one that closes it down for the winter. So you actually have some heat so you don't freeze your, manhood off or your womanhood. Regardless of whatever you got going on down there, it just kept it, preserved. It kept it from freezing off. Next, got 1997 International for $43,000. Now, this is a good-looking International for being in 1997. Now, the price tag on this one here, I do think it's a little out in left field somewhere. Is it a cool truck? Yes, it is a cool truck, but once again, I might just be partial because I like International. So it might just be me that finds this truck a decent-looking truck. You might absolutely think this thing's a turd. I don't know. But what do you guys think of this old International? What do you think of that price? Next, got 1985 Kenworth for $22,000. Got a decent old KW here. Now, me personally, I would have went with a little different paint scheme on this one here. Maybe not different colors, but a little bit different design. But overall, I don't think it's a bad truck. But what do you guys think of this one here, and what do you think of that price? Next, got 1973 Peterbilt for $120,000. Now this here is a great looking truck, and this is one of those trucks back in the day you were guaranteed the guy was going to get out with a belt buckle larger than life, a pair of cowboy boots, and a 10-gallon hat. But he was what truck drivers were back in the day. That was the style, that was the manly truck driver who actually took a bath back in those days. Well, I would hope he took a bath anyway, unlike some of the ones nowadays. But anyhow, I digress. When you walk into a truck stop, you smell nothing but garlic, butt, and onion sometimes. But this here is absolutely a great looking truck. But $120,000? I'm not so sure about that. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you liked today's video, make sure you smash that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one.